गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनं गीतासु गीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणीन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः मन्दारगन्धसंयुक्तं चारुहासं चतुर्भुजं बर्हि पिच्छावचूडाङ्गं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं रुक्मिणीकेलिसंयुक्तं पीताम्बरसुशोभितम् अवाप्ततुलसीगन्धं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् उत्फुल्लपद्मपत्राक्षं नीलजीमूतसन्निभं यादवानां शिरोरत्नं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि अस्तु. So we have to start from the 20th shloka. We completed up until the 19th one. So here, so what we have been discussing so far is about the day and the night of the Parabrahma, right? And every time this cycle is repeated, whatever is created, the creation will be created and then again destroyed at the end of the day. When the Ratri of the Parameshwara or the Parabrahma comes, it will be dissolved. Again, it will be created. But one such day of the Parabrahma is so many yugas for us. So that is where we were. And coming to the 20th shloka. Savitri Bhagini.
हाँ भगिनि पठामि परस्तस्मास्तु भावोऽप्यो अव्यक्तो अव्यक्तात् सनातनः यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति परः तस्मात् तु भावः अन्यः अव्यक्तः अव्यक्तात् सनातनः यः सः सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति परः तस्मात् sorry प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन तस्मात् पंचमी विभक्ति एकवचन तु अव्यय भावः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन अन्यः अव्यक्तः सर्वं प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन अव्यक्तात् पंचमी विभक्ति एकवचन सनातनः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन यः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन सः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन सर्वेषु सप्तमी विभक्ति बहुवचन भूतेषु सप्तमी विभक्ति बहुवचन नश्यत्सु सप्तमी विभक्ति बहुवचन न अव्यय विनश्यति लकारः
पुरुष एकवचन
नश्यत्सु
is Shatranta.
नश्यत्सु सत्यं शत्रु प्रत्यय शत्रु प्रत्यय
Saptami bahuvachaneva kintu shatru pratyayam, and all are pumlinga only. All the words here are pumlinga shabdas. Okay.
ओके पदार्थः तस्मात् पूर्वोक्तात् अव्यक्तात् कारणीभूतात् प्रजापतेः परः कारणत्वात् उत्कृष्टः यः अन्यः विलक्षणः भावः पदार्थः अव्यक्तः इन्द्रियागोचरः सः
Agocharaha means that it cannot be perceived by the indriyas.
Yes, Indriya Agocharaha, Saha Sanatanaha, Saha Chirantanaha, Saha Sa Eshaha, Sarveshu Nikhileshu, Bhuteshu, Bhutagrameshu, Nashyatsu, Vinasham Gateshu, Na Vinashyati, Na Eva Nasham Prapnoti. Advayaha, Tasmat Avyaktat Paraha Yaha Anyaha अव्यक्तः भावः सः तु सनातनः सः सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति तात्पर्यं स्थावरजङ्गमानां सर्वेषामपि पदार्थानाम् उत्पत्तौ कारणीभूतः यः अव्यक्तः प्रजापतिः वर्तते तस्यापि कारणीभूतः कश्चित् पदार्थो वर्तते तदेव ब्रह्म तच्च सर्वदा भवम् तच्च ब्रह्म पदार्थान्तेषु नाशं गतेष्वपि न नश्यति उत्पद्यमानेष्वपि नोत्पद्यते माध्वमतम् अव्यक्तः भगवान् व्यक्तात् चराचर प्रपञ्चात् भिन्नः तन्नियामकश्च तस्मात् चराचरेषु नश्यत्सु अपि परमात्मा न नश्यति रामानुजीयमतं परः भावः उत्कृष्टः भावः व्याकरणं संधिः परस्तस्मात् परः तस्मात् विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः भावो अन्यो अव्यक्तो अव्यक्तात् भावः प्लस अन्यः प्लस अव्यक्तः प्लस अव्यक्तात् विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपञ्च सर्वेषु सः सर्वेषु विसर्गसन्धिः लोपः समासः अव्यक्तः न व्यक्तः न तत्पुरुषसमासः कृदन्तः नश्यत्सु नश् प्लस शत्रुप्रत्ययः कर्तरि तेषु
So what is the Kriya Padam here?
Kriya Padam na vinashyati.
Kartru Padam for that?
For that, Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Saha.
So Saha na vinashyati. Kaha na vinashyati. Yaha, the first part. We have to come first part.
Yaha anyaha avyaktaha bhavaha saha tu sanatanaha.
Yaha anyaha paraha bhavaha asti. Yaha asti. Saha sarveshu bhuteshu nashyastu na vinashyati. So nashyastu is shatranta, which we can use it as even when all the sarva bhutani are being destroyed. Saha na vinashyati. This sanatanaha paraha anyaha bhavaha na vinashyati. So here and here we have avyaktat. Tasmat avyaktat paraha. So here avyaktat means he like indriya agocharaha. Means that which cannot be perceived by our indriyas. We cannot see it with our eyes. We cannot feel it with our touch. We cannot hear him. The kevala indriyas, we cannot see or perceive in any way.
Yes.
But he is still there. So that avyaktat. Avyaktat means that kind of person. So paraha, avyaktat paraha. So he is beyond that.
Avyakta.
That kind of bhava. Bhavaha here means bhavati iti bhavaha. So that which is there, that which is born or that which is created. So it is there in this creation. And in this creation, there are other things also, like the Vastuni and the Bhutas, all the, so many living beings are there. But all these can be destroyed. So even when these are being destroyed, Sarveshu Bhuteshu Nashyatsu, even when all these things are being created, which are created, are also being destroyed, this particular Paramatma, Saha na Vinashyati. But he is a part of this creation, and the creation is also a part of him. But still, he, though the rest of the creation is capable of being destroyed, the Paramatma is not destroyed. So he is the one that has no destruction, that which cannot be destroyed. So sthavara jangamanam sarvesham api padarthanam utpattau karanibhutah yaha avyaktah prajapatihi vartate. So sthavara jangamanam sarvesham api padarthanam utpattau karanibhutah. So he is the karana for everything else, for the sthavara and jangama
Charachara.
for the padarthas to be created, utpattau. He is the karani bhutaha. He, such a person, whoever is there, yaha avyaktaha prajapatihi vartate, tasyapi karani bhutaha kaschit padarthaha vartate. So tasyapi karani bhutaha kaschit padarthaha vartate. So this prajapatihi, whoever is there, this parabrahma, there is that existence is also there, no? The existence of the prajapati is also there. Tadeva brahma. That itself is the parabrahma. Tacha sarvada bhavam. So that is nityam. Sarvada bhavam means nityam. There is no beginning and no ending for that particular prajapati. Tacha brahma padarthantareshu nasham gateshu api na nashyati utpadyamaneshu iti na utpadyate. So even when the rest of the creation is being created or being destroyed, this particular Parabrahma is Nityam. He is always there. There is no beginning and no ending, no Utpatti or Nasha for this particular Prajapati.
Prajapati, yes.
So any questions here in this shloka? So it will help for us to understand and see the Vishleshana of the words, because Nashyatsu is in Shatranta, we can take the meaning in that sense. So such small Vyakarana aspects we have to pay attention to. So that is where our Sanskrit knowledge comes in hand when we are studying any grantha. Not only here, but anywhere. So such things we have to expose ourselves more. Like even when we are looking at it randomly, we should be able to identify, because those will be the key words which on which the meaning will be dependent. That can change a whole lot. The meaning, the way we understand the shloka can change depending on such small factors. Okay.
Bit difficult to find out which is a Shatranta, which is the Trich Pratyaya. I'm totally confused.
So Trich Pratyaya is okay. That will be mostly the Karta only, Trich Pratyaya. But other, the Kriya Padani, little bit of more attention if we pay, because the meaning depends on it. How the shloka can be explained will primarily be dependent on the Kriya Padani. All sorts of Kriya Padani, not just the Lakaras, all sorts.
Satrantya.
Okay. Anantaram Alivelu Bagini.
महोदये अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तस्तमाहुः परमां गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम अव्यक्तः अक्षरः इति उक्तः तम् आहुः परमां गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम अव्यक्तः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम् अक्षरः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनम् इति अव्ययम् उक्तः उक्तः ताप्रत्ययं प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम् वच् धातुः ताप्रत्ययम् उक्तः तम् तं तत्शब्दस्य द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनम् आहुः आहु
ब्रू धातु
मध्यमपुरुष
ब्रू लट्लकार प्रथम पुरुष बहुवचनम्
बहुवचनम् इति एప్పుడు నాకు కన్ఫ్యూషన్ లట్లకార ప్రథమ పురుష బహువచనం ఆహుః పరమాం పరమా స్త్రీలింగ ప్రథమ ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం గతిం గతి ఇకారాంత గతి నపుంసకలింగ ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం యం తత్శబ్దస్య ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం ప్రాప్య ల్యబంతం అవ్యయం నా అవ్యయం నివర్తంతే నివర్తంతే నీ ఉపసర్గ వృద్ధి ధాతు ఆత్మనేపది ప్రథమ పురుష బహువచనం తద్ధామ తత్ తత్ ప్రథమ పురుష ప్రథమా విభక్తి ఏకవచనం ధామ అపి ప్రథమా విభక్తి ఏకవచనం పరమం పరమ ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
परममपि प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनमेव परमं धाम so both are yeah नपुंसकलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं
प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं मम अस्मशब्दस्य षष्ठी एकवचनं पदार्थः अव्यक्तः परमात्मा अक्षरः इति उक्तः कथितः तम् अक्षरं परमम् उत्तमां गतिं स्थानम् आहुः वर्णयन्ति एम् अक्षरं प्राप्य गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते न प्रत्यागच्छन्ति तत् मम तत् मे परमम् उत्कृष्टं धाम स्थानम् अन्वयः अव्यक्तः अक्षरः इति उक्तः तं परमां गतिम् आहुः यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तत् मम परमं धाम तात्पर्यं परमात्मा अक्षरः इति कथितः तम् उत्तमा गतिरिति वर्णयन्ति तम् अक्षरं प्राप्य पुरुषाः न पुनः आगच्छन्ति तदेव मम उत्कृष्टं स्थानं माध्वमतं परमं तद्धाम भगवतः उत्तमं स्वरूपं रामानुजीयमतम् अव्यक्तः अक्षरः प्रकृतिसंसर्गवियुक्त स्वरूपेण अवस्थितः आत्मा धाम नियमनस्थानं व्याकरणं सन्धिः अव्यक्तोऽक्षरः अव्यक्तः प्लस अक्षरः विसर्गसन्धिः सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपञ्च अक्षर इत्युक्तः अक्षरः प्लस इति विसर्गसन्धिः लोपः इति प्लस उक्तः यण् सन्धि तद्धाम तत् प्लस धाम जस्ट् सन्धिः धन्यवाद भगिनी
so अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
आहुः निवर्तन्ते
so आहुः निवर्तन्ते so निवर्तन्ते न निवर्तन्ते
न निवर्तन्ते
निवर्तन्ते so what is the अन्वय अव्यक्तः अक्षरः इति उक्तः तं परमां गतिम् आहुः यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तं मम परमं धाम that which is obtained yam prapya na nivartante that which is obtained from which we cannot come back yam prapya na nivartante tat mama paramam dhama so if somebody has obtained something from which there is no return that is called my paramam dhama my paramapadam okay so yam prapya na nivartante tat mama paramam dhamam so yam so who is that yam that which is obtained Yam prapya. What is it that is obtained? Paramam gatim. That is called tam. Yam prapya na nivartante tam paramam gatim ahuhu. After obtaining that from which there is no return, that is called paramam gatim. And that is also called, that is also mama paramam dhama. Okay. And what is that again? Avyaktaha aksharaha iti. So that thing is also called avyaktaha aksharaha uktaha. Okay. So that after obtaining that from where there is no returning, that is called paramam gatim, and that is also my paramam dhama, the abode of my abode, and that is, what is it called? Avyaktaha aksharaha uktaha. Okay, so avyaktaha aksharaha iti uktaha. So that is called avyaktaha and aksharaha iti uktaha. Tam paramam gatim ahuhu. That is also called as paramam gatim. And yam prapya. So that which is called paramam gatim, by obtaining that, if there is no return, that is my abode. Tat mama paramam dhama. So here one by one, how, what is it called? What is this moksha exactly? We all say that, one can obtain moksha. So what is this moksha? What is that state? Because there are so many stages. Once we do the satkarma charana, we obtain punyam. So if we are doing only satkarma charana, then and if we have already cleared all our papa karmas, and if we have accrued only the punyam, what will become of such a person? And is it the moksha? That is not moksha. You will again come back to experience whatever punyam you have accrued. That also we have to experience. Not only the papam, even the punyam. Both papam and punyam we have to clear. So one good step is to clear all the papam and do the satkarma charana and come back. And when we come back, we will again experience, but then the life will be in a much better way. We will be given more opportunities for the spiritual growth and so on. Unless we again fall back in our path and do something bad, then again, we will deteriorate in our path. But otherwise that. So, but what is moksha? When somebody obtain moksha? Many times we think that by doing satkarma charana itself, we can obtain moksha. No, satkarma charana is only the very first step onto the righteous path. But there also, if we have expectation that phalakangsha, even with satkarma charana, one can have phalakangsha. I have done so much good. What will I get in return? My children should be, good. I should have some good health or something, whatever somebody might have, any kind of expectation. That expectation will again bring us back to this world. With that expectation, whatever satkarma charana is done, we will again come back only with without any phalapeksha. If the satkarma charana is done, only then, and even with shraddha, and there are so many factors which we discussed earlier, only then one can obtain moksha. And so what is this moksha? It is the paramam dhama. It is the paramam gatim. So all these are the words, or this is how that state of moksha is being explained. Okay. So let us move on to and here in the following shlokas also, it will be explained the different states one will go to, and when they will return and when they will not return. Sometimes people will return after a very long time also in that, what is that loka called? There is a loka where there is only good. Okay, they will go to that loka, Satya Loka. They will spend there for so long, but they will come back if they have not cleared all their Satkarma Charana, and if they have done with some kind of expectation, even after they go to the Satyaloka, they will come back again to experience that. That no coming back will happen only when we don't have any kind of expectation. Completely detachment. Complete detachment should be there with whatever we do. Any kind of attachment, even towards our own body or towards the deeds that we do, anything, though no matter how good we do, still, it will bring us back. So that will be explained in the upcoming shlokas. Okay. Surya Bhagini.
पुरुषः स परपार्थ भक्त्या लभ्यस्त्वनन्यया यस्मान्तस्थानि भूतानि येन सर्वमिदं ततं पुरुषः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं ప్రాతిపదికం ఏంటిది పురుషः పురుషः ప్రాతిపదికం ఏమవుతుంది
ప్రాతిపదికం పురుషాన్ని
పురుష అదస్సు తద్శబ్దం ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం పరహ ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం ఇది కూడా పర అవుతుందా ప్రాతిపదికం అలా పార్థ సంబోధన ప్రథమ విభక్తి భక్త్యా స్వాంతం
స్త్రీలింగ తృతీయ విభక్తి స్వాంత కాదు. It's not Kswanta. It is Strilinga Tritiya Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Bhakti.
Bhakti.
It's the Pratipadikam. Ikaranta Strilinga Shabda.
Labhyaka. ఇది ధాతువు నుంచి వచ్చిందా లభ్యః అంటే
లభ్యః is again yat pratyaya prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. లభధాతు
తు అవ్యయం అనన్యయ తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం అనన్య
నా అన్య అనన్య
నా అన్య
నా అన్య అనన్య. సో ఇట్ ఇస్ స్త్రీలింగ తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం.
యస్మాత్
యస్య
అంతః
అంతఃస్థాని
యస్య అంతఃస్థాని యస్య యద్ శబ్దం ప్రథమా విభక్తి
షష్ఠీ
విభక్తి ఏకవచనం అంతఃస్థాని ప్రథమ పురుష బహువచనం
నపుంసకలింగ ప్రథమా విభక్తి
బహువచనం భూతాని కూడా ప్రథమ విభక్తి
బహువచనం
నపుంసకలింగం. అంటే భూతం అని వస్తుంది.
ప్రాతిపదిక భూత ఇస్ ద ప్రాతిపదిక.
భూత ఏన యద్ శబ్దం తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం. సర్వం ఇదం సర్వం అవ్యయం
సర్వనామ శబ్ద ప్రథమా
విభక్తి ఏకవచనం. ఇదం అవ్యయం
ఇదం ఆల్సో ప్రథమా విభక్తి ఏకవచన నపుంసక
ఏకవచనం. సతం శబ్ద ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం.
This is also ప్రథమా విభక్తి ఏకవచనం.
పదార్థః పార్థ అర్జున భూతాని భూత సముదాయః యస్య అంతఃస్థాని యస్య అంతః వర్తతే. ఏన ఇదం సర్వం ఇదం కృష్ణం తతం వ్యాప్తం సహ తు ప్రసిద్ధః పరః పురుషః ఉత్తమః పరమాత్మ. అనన్యయా భక్త్యా ఏకాంత భక్త్యా లభ్యః ప్రాప్యః అన్వయః పార్థ భూతాని యస్య అంతఃస్థాని येन इदं सर्वं ततं सः तु परः पुरुषः अनन्यया भक्त्या लभ्यः तात्पर्यम् अर्जुन सर्वाणि भूतानि यस्मिन् अन्तर्गतानि सन्ति येन च सर्वमिदं व्याप्तं वर्तते तादृशं तत् ब्रह्म केवलम् एकान्तभक्त्या एव लभ्यम् व्याकरणं सन्धिः स परः सः प्लस् परः विसर्गसन्धिः लोपः लभ्यस्त्वनन्यया लभ्यः प्लस् तु विसर्गसन्धिः लोपः तु प्लस् अनन्यया यणसन्धिः समासः अनन्यया न अन्या तया नैतत्पुरुषः.
So here again it is being described, this Parama Purusha or Parabrahma. He is being described. How is he being described? Bhutani yasya antasthani, means in which all these bhutas are there. Yena idam sarvam tatam. Tatam means vyaptam. Yena means that is completely vyaptam everywhere. Yena idam sarvam tatam. Saha tu paraha purushaha ananyaya bhaktya labhyaha. That saha purushaha, paraha purushaha means utkrishtaha purushaha, paramam purushaha. That kind of paramam purushaha is obtained how? Ananya bhaktya, only through bhakti. And what kind of bhakti? Ananyaya means there is no that bhakti is completely only in this paramam purusha, not in other things. So some people will have bhakti, but that is not complete bhakti only towards the paramam. They have bhakti towards the several other things also. Along with those, they have bhakti on the parama purusha also. That is not called ananya bhakti. Ananya bhakti means nowhere else, only complete surrenderance towards only the parama purusha. That kind of bhakti one should have, and with that kind of bhakti, this purushaha can be obtained. Saha purushaha labhyaha. Ananya bhaktya saha paraha purushaha labhyaha. Yasya bhutani antasthani bhavanti. Okay, he who like in which the bhutani are there. All these bhutani are there somewhere, right? So that which is engulfing all this prapancha, all this prakriti is being engulfed by this paramam purusha. And this paramam purusha is completely vyaptam everywhere. Idam sarvam yena tatam, yena vyaptam. So everything that you see is completely. So that is what we have studied earlier also. Everywhere Paramatma is there. That is the kind of mindset we need to have. Everywhere we look, we should be able to see Paramatma. Oh, this is Paramatma is there. This is part of Paramatma. In that sense, if we see, it will become easy for us to get detached from our emotions. The negative emotions and the positive emotions will become, slowly they will become neutral. Because when do we have positive or negative emotions? When we look at things differently. When we look at something bad and think it is bad, then we have a negative feeling towards it. When we see something beautiful and think it is beautiful, we have a positive. But if we when we think both are in Paramatma, Rupams of Paramatma, then how can we look at one thing and think it is beautiful and look at the other thing and think it is not beautiful? If we have two children and both of them are totally different, say for example, like the physical beauty wise, but to a mother whose heart is pure, both of them will appear equally beautiful. Similarly, why? Because we know that they both are our kids. So that is why we are able to see. But can we see that with people who are not related to us? There we may not be able to see. Why? Because we feel that they are not part of us. So how can we include everybody as part of us? By thinking that Paramatma is there in everything. Paramatma is there in me. Paramatma is there in animals, Paramatma is there in the Manushya, Paramatma is there in the Devatas, in all the Devatas. Also Paramatma only is there. So when we look at a particular deity, we should also remember that it is a form of Paramatma only. We should not consider that deity as a separate entity. That also is part of Paramatma only. The minute we look at that deity as a separate entity, then again, as it has been told in the previous shlokas, we will get the result of worshipping those deities. But that will not be the ending, right? Those are also being given to us by Paramatma only in the form of that deity. But we are unable to look at the Paramatma behind this form. So then our ultimate journey will be limited because we are not seeing the complete picture. So that is what will be told in the next shlokas also. Okay, if we are unable to see him, if we think, so say for example, a small child, he thinks that watching a movie is the ultimate enjoyment he can have. For his mind, that is what he can think. You ask a small child, what will give you the utmost happiness? One child can say watching a movie, another child might say eating an ice cream, another child might say playing something. Like that, according to their likes, they will say something. So they will say they will be happy, very happy. Nothing can make them any more happy than watching a movie or playing a game or eating an ice cream or something. But you give them what they want. Tomorrow again, are they happy because of what they did yesterday? No. Again, they came to square one. Again, they want something. Why? Because whatever they thought will give them the ultimate happiness really is not the ultimate happiness. So they again will come back and they will again want something for that to get that happiness. Similarly, whoever looks at all these other deities and think that they are the ultimate deities that can give them whatever they want, definitely they will get what they prayed for or performed the puja for or whatever it is, they will be given. But that will not be the ultimate destiny. So they will again have to come back. When we realize that it is Paramatma behind everything, that will give us the ultimate happiness, ultimate sukham, akhanda sukham, we call that, right? And once we experience that akhanda sukham, then nothing else will really matter. We will be able to look at everything as the same because now our perception has changed. Once our perception has changed, it becomes easy to treat everybody equally. And the minute we start treating everybody equally, that our negative emotions also will come down. Our mind will have a better control. We will have a better control on our mind because the mind is not wandering, because we know now what is real. The Paramatma Tattva Jnanam is the only real thing. So we will be able to focus on that. As long as that understanding is there, it will become easy for us to control our mind also. Otherwise, what will happen? Small day-to-day example is somebody will be performing some puja. Somebody will come and say, oh, no, no, not this. You perform that puja to that deity in that particular village, then all your wishes will come true. Then, because we don't have the clarity that everybody is the same and Paramatma is the one behind every deity, we will think that if we perform whatever puja or whatever to that particular deity, only then whatever we are longing for will be given to us. We think like that, right? Many times we see that happening all the time. Oh, you go there and do this and do that, then all your worries will be solved, all your problems will be solved, this and that. But why is that? Because we are looking at that particular deity as a different entity from the Paramatma. But if we understand all the deities are only forms of our Paramatma, then we don't have to run here and there. We can simply sit with our mind focused on Paramatma. And what is Paramatma asking us to do? He is not asking us to go here, go there, perform this, perform that, do this puja, do that puja. No. You have a pure mind. You have your mind under control. You do not do things that will trouble others. These are all the things that have been explained in the shlokas in the previous adhyayas. So if we practice that, and if we have complete all our mind focused on the Paramatma Tattva Jnanam, then we don't have to run around anywhere. We can look at Paramatma in everything that we see. What is the point of going here and there and performing so many pujas when we are not able to treat people around us equally with the same love that we have towards our own self? Then what is the point? That is not what Paramatma is asking, right? How can one obtain something permanent, Akhanda Sukham, when they are not able to practice even this? Even Dhruva is an example for that. He was able to practice that samanatvam with everything in the world except with his stepmother. That itself has pushed him back, right? So the minute he realized, Arey, this is one thing where I am not able to see Paramatma in, my stepmother. The minute he realized that and he practiced even that, only then he was able to attain moksha. He didn't do any harm or anything. Just in his mind, that small difference is there because he was hurt. Because of that, no matter how much ever, how many ever yagas he has done, how much ever satkarma charana he has done, still Paramatma did not give him that moksha padam. Still, he said, you still have time, you still have so much more to do. He only obtained that after even that small difference in his mind was cleared. So all these stories are for us to understand the essence. So if we want to go somewhere, it is not, I'm not trying to say that we should not perform pujas or worship certain deities or anything. We can do if it is going to give us happiness, yes. But with the clarity that this entity, this deity is also none other than Paramatma. That clarity should be there in our mind. It is okay for us to worship the Paramatma in different forms. Today, I feel like looking at Paramatma as Rama. Tomorrow, I might want to look at Paramatma as Krishna, depending on the qualities that I admire in Paramatma. All these qualities are qualities of Paramatma. He is in Sri Rama, we see certain qualities, uh, more than in Krishna. Say, for example, he is known, Lord Rama is known for certain qualities. So I admire those qualities in Paramatma. So this is the form given to those qualities of Paramatma. So when I'm looking at Paramatma as truth itself, truth embodiment, because Lord Rama is known for that, I would like to look at Paramatma in that form. But in my mind, I should have that clarity that it is still Paramatma only. But this is the quality I admire the most about Paramatma. So, and this is the form given to those qualities. So I would like to look at Paramatma as Lord Rama today. Tomorrow I might want about this Paramatma Tattva Jnanam. Lord Krishna is the embodiment of that Paramatma Tattva Jnanam. So when I am trying to understand this Paramatma Tattva Jnanam, the form that comes to my mind is Lord Krishna. But I know that the Paramatma behind Lord Krishna, behind Lord Rama is one and the same. But today, because in that form, he gave us the Paramatma Tattva Jnanam, so that form comes to my mind. Tomorrow, just art forms. When somebody is playing a veena or somebody is singing a song, Goddess Saraswati comes to my mind. Why? Because she is the embodiment of all such kalas. But again, we have to remember that it is Paramatma only behind Saraswati also. Saraswati is only a form of that particular quality of Paramatma. So that clarity we should have. So there might be certain places which have that energy, right? So we have to go, we have to visit those places to obtain that energy, and that energy is because of so many other reasons there. So all this is there, but again, completely in our mind also, we should have the clarity that it is all Paramatma everywhere. Paramatma is there in everywhere and everything. So how can we say that one place is more better than another place, right? But due to certain factors that might have gotten some more importance or more energy or whatever it is, because that like how when we clean the house and perform puja and there is a recitation happening, it brings some extra energy to that place. Such things are happening in those places constantly, which brings that energy to that place. And visiting that place, we also will get energy from it. So we can make every place like that if we perform, but not everywhere we can do. So we go to such places to get such kind of vibrations, good vibrations. That kind of clarity we should have. Every place is good. Every place Paramatma is there. That clarity we should have. As long as we have that clarity, it becomes easy for us to obtain that Akhanda Sukham and that Moksha Padam. Otherwise, we will be limited. Even though because of all these yagas and all, we go to that Satyaloka, but we will come back. Even after so many thousands of years that we spend there, if this complete Paramatma Tattva Jnanam is not obtained, we will again come back, take birth. Again, we have to come back as many times as it is needed for us to obtain that Paramatma Tattvajnanam. That is what even in the next shloka it will be told. So here in this shloka, that Paraha Purushaha can be obtained only with Ananya Bhaktya Labhaha. Okay, Yasya Antasthani Bhutani Yena Sarvamidam Tatam. So by whom this whole existence is filled with, and in which all these bhutani are present. That particular Purushaha, Parama Purushaha, can be obtained only with Ananya Bhaktya. Okay. Anantaram? Charushila Bhagini, Patitum Ichchati va? Toshali Bhagini?
Aham patami Mahodayi.
Ani Bhagini, Patitum. Patitu Bhagini. 23. Shloka number.
23. Yatra kale dvanavrittimavrittim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanti tam kalam vakshyami bharatarshava. Yatra Bhagini
Avyayam.
Avyayam. Okay. Kale Saptami Ekavachanam. Tu Avyayam. Anavrittim. Pradama Ekavachanam.
Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Okay. Avrittim. Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Cha Eva. Cha also Avyayam. Eva Avyayam. Yoginaha. Pradama Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
Bahuvachanam.
Yoginiha. Bahuvachanam. Prayata. Pradama Vibhakti Ekavachanam.
This also is Bahuvachanam.
Prayataha. Pradama Bahuvachanam. Yanti.
Prathama Purusha Bahuvachana Latlakara Yadhatu.
Okay. Pradama Purusha Bahuvachana Latlakara Yadha.
Yadhatu.
Okay. Tam Dvitiya Ekavachanam. Kalam. Tad Satyam.
Pumlingam.
Pumlingam. Dvitiya Ekavachanam. Kalam. Kala Shabdam. Dvitiya Ekavachanam. Vakshyami. Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Lrit Lakara Vach Dhatu. Lrit Lakara Bhavishyat Kalam. Vach Dhatu.
Vach Dhatu. Bharatarshava Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti. Ekavachanam. Padarthaha Bharatarshava Bharatashreshta Yoginaha Karminaha Ashtanga Yoginaha Yatra Yasmin Kale Tu Samaye Prayataha Mrutaha Avruttim Pratyagamanam Anavruttim Cha Anagamanam Cha Yanti Prapnuvanti Tam Kalam Eva Tam Samayam Vakshyami Vadishyami. Anvayaha Bharatarshava योगिनः यत्र काले तु प्रयाताः आवृत्तिम् अनावृत्तिं चैव यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि। तात्पर्यम् भरतश्रेष्ठ कर्मिणः यस्मिन् समये मृताः आवृत्तिं वा अनावृत्तिम् एव यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि। व्याकरणं सन्धि त्वनावृत्तिं टु प्लस् अनावृत्तिं एन् सन्धि चैव च प्लस् एव वृद्धिसन्धिः प्रयाता यान्ति प्रयाताः यान्ति विसर्गसन्धिः लोपः समासः अनावृत्तिं न आवृत्तिः तां नै तत्पुरुषः। धन्यवादः।
So अत्र क्रियापदं किम्?
वक्ष्यामि।
द्वितीयमपि अस्ति, द्वितीयं क्रियापदं
यान्ति यान्ति।
सो अहं वक्ष्यामि, अहम् अत्र नास्ति किन्तु अध्याहृतं स्वीकरणीयम्। अहं वक्ष्यामि, अहं कं वक्ष्यामि? तं कालं, तं कालं, यं कालं और किं कालं? सो योगिनः यान्ति, अनावृत्तिम् आवृत्तिं च योगिनः यान्ति। प्रयाताः योगिनः, कीदृशाः योगिनः? प्रयाताः योगिनः। प्रयाताः इत्युक्ते मृताः योगिनः यत्र काले। So here योगिनः यत्र काले तु प्रयाताः आवृत्तिम् अनावृत्तिं च एव यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि। यत्र काले तु, so here यस्मिन् समये मृताः आवृत्तिं वा अनावृत्तिं वा यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि। कर्मिणः, so here कर्मिणः इत्युक्ते योगिनः। योगिनः means those who have led a very Vedic life, like whatever dharmika life. Okay, so yatra kale means the time at which the yoginah have died. Okay, when they leave their body, when the yogis leave their body, whether they will be born again or not,
tam kalam pravakshya.
That I will tell. Okay, in the following shlokas also that only will be explained. So when the yogis pass away or leave their body, whether they will be coming back or not. So what kind of yogis will be coming back and what kind of yogis will not be coming back? Means they will obtain moksha. Some of them will come back. When will they come back and when will they obtain complete moksha where there is no return? That I will tell. Means in time. Yatra kale means in time. When the yogis leave their body, in time, I will tell you whether who will come. Means at what time when the yogis leave their body will they come back, and at what time when they leave their body they will not come back. What time in the sense simply not time, means what kind of abhyasa they should have done to not come back. That I will tell. What this shloka is saying. So here yoginah yatra kale tu prayataha आवृत्तिम अनावृत्तिम च एव यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि. So कर्मणः यस्मिन् समये मृताः आवृत्तिं वा अनावृत्तिम् एव यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि. Okay. So all this here in this in these shlokas, mainly this is focusing on about when and Jivatma will get Punarjanma and when it will not get Punarjanma. That will be explained. And what happens to somebody who is doing Upasana, who is only doing Satkarmacharana, and who is not even doing either of these. Means they are doing, they are not even able to perform Satkarmacharana. They are only doing Papa Karmas. What will happen of them? What will happen of people who do Satkarmacharana? And what will happen to people who do Upasana? Upasana is one step above Satkarmacharana. So what will happen to these three kinds of Jivatmas will be explained. Okay. Anantaram Toshali Bhagini Asti va Bhavati? No chet Subbarao Mahodaya Patitum Ichchati va?
Bhagini, question.
Ah.
Satkarma, Upasana, what is the other one?
Karmacharana is one. Upasana is the another one, which is superior to Satkarmacharana. Upasana means like completely devoted, that Ananya Bhakti. Having Ananya Bhakti in the Paramatma and only spending your whole, like in the Jnana Marga. A person who has entered into the Jnana Marga. A person who is in Karma Marga is still doing Satkarmacharana only. So he is still working his way towards Jnana Marga. A person who has entered into Jnana Marga, he need not do any more Karmacharana. Because he is beyond that. Again, we discussed about this in detail when we are studying that Adhyaya, where we cannot decide whether we are ready for the Jnana Marga or not. Automatically that will happen. We will, when a Jivatma reaches that phase, automatically that will happen. Many people will think that they are ready for Jnana Marga and they will stop doing the Karmacharana and they try to enter into the Jnana Marga thinking they are ready for it. But it is not very easy to enter into the Jnana Marga. We have to understand that. If we enter into a phase when we are not ready, we will fall down. It is like trying to teach a first grade student trigonometry. What will happen? Initially, a first few problems that child may be able to grasp. Thinking that he is ready because he is able to do a few problems and he is able to understand a few things easily than others. Sometimes the teachers or the parents might push him a little hard to do bigger things. What happens? That year he might be fine, but going forward and forward, they will definitely fall back. They will definitely fall back. I have seen this happening with many children. At the kindergarten level, they will be excelling. So parents think that the child is way advanced to his class level, so they will put him into the first grade or second grade when he was supposed to go into the kindergarten. At that level, because everything, all the subject matter will be relatively a little easy, the child will be fine until third or fourth grade also, they will be fine. But once they come into the 7th and 8th grades, they will find it difficult. And throughout, for the rest of their education, they will always feel that they are unable to understand concepts very clearly. We think that 1 year doesn't matter much, but 1 year can make a big difference when growing up for a child. So if we had waited that 1 year, the child would have done even more confidently things. But many parents do not realize at that level, at the kindergarten and first grade level, they tend to push them because they are doing very well. It is true, they might be doing very well, but our view is limited only to that year. We have to look into the future because the concepts will pick up very much in the middle school and high school. So that time their mind maturity level will not be sufficient. So they will fall back and become an average kid. When they would have been an excellent on the top 10, they would have come down a little bit, or because they are told that, oh, you are very intelligent, you are able to skip a grade, this and that. What will happen in their is they know that people are expecting more from them. So they struggle a lot to keep up with the expectation of the teachers and the parents, and that will automatically have an effect on them. Though some children might be able to share it, but some children may not be able to share it. But there is an internal struggle that happens in their mind because they are always trying to keep up to the expectations. But because that 1 year, they are being pushed ahead of their age, that struggle will be there constantly. So they have to try much more harder, and that eventually they might think, I have to struggle so much to obtain this. Because they would have easily gotten it if that 1 year was given to them. So that many times I see parents doing that. But we cannot help it. That is how parents are, even though I try to tell them, because I have very clearly seen, it's even 6 months in that kindergarten level, even 6 months difference also can make a big difference in the on the mind of the children in understanding concepts. So I have
Yes.
2 kids, a boy and a girl. So I clearly saw the difference between the two. When my son was able to grasp mathematics much easily, at the same age, daughter, 6 months more, if I gave it to her, she was able to do it much easily. Whereas my son was able to do it a little ahead. So that kind of difference will be there among kids. Among all kids, that will be there. Little differences will be there. But if we put the same benchmark for all the kids, that is not correct, right? Just because my
Yes.
son was able to do something very easily when he was 3, and my daughter was able to do it when she's 3.5, that is fine. That is who she is, and this is who he is. But we cannot draw a line and say, because he did it in 3 years, you also have to do it when you are 3 years old. That kind of thing should not be there. So
Yes, madam.
such things will happen. Similarly, when a person is not spiritually ready, we should not push. We should not push them into that path. Even with our indriyas, when they are not ready, we should not push them. We should not restrain them when they are not ready. Why? Because you will be able to restrain them for a few weeks or few months or a few years maybe. But they will fall back because they are not completely ready when we are pushing them. We are suppressing them. Just by suppressing, we cannot achieve the final goal. It will appear as though we are able to achieve it for a few several years. But at some point, that falling back will come, and sometimes that fall can be very big also. So we should never push even our indriyas. We should never push ourselves in the spiritual path. We have to take it real slow. We have to cover all the bases really slow. So when we keep telling that we have to control our negative emotions in our mind, we should not have negative thoughts. Suddenly we cannot stop them. We have to understand the root cause of those thoughts. Sometimes a person can get the thoughts because of an underlying issue, like a jealousy issue or a fear or something. Everything, with every person it can be different. So we have to open up our mind and first accept why we are getting angry, or why we are getting disappointment or jealousy, or whatever the negative emotion is. We have to first accept that we have that negative emotion, and only then we will be able to look into why we are having that negative emotion. Many times people don't like to accept the fact that they are having a negative emotion. When somebody is angry, when you say you are angry, they won't agree. They will say, no, I'm not angry. But actually the fact is they are angry. If they themselves don't accept to the fact that they are angry, how are they going to address the reason why they are getting angry? So first rule is to accept whatever negative emotion we are experiencing. Only then we will be able to think why we are getting that negative emotion. So whenever we are getting angry, we have to question ourselves, why are we getting angry right now? Many times the reason is because the other person did not do what exactly we asked them to do. That is the reason
Yes.
why we are getting angry. And then we should question, why should that person do exactly what we asked them to do? That also we have to think, because every person should be given the freedom to do what they want to do. And if they are doing something incorrectly, if we feel that they are doing something incorrectly, there is a reason again behind that. So we have to sit and talk with them why they are doing, against what we told them. Now, say, for example, we have our child. We ask them to do some homework, but he is watching TV. We get angry. I asked you to do homework and you are watching TV. Why are you watching TV? We simply get angry and we give the punishment directly. But if we sit and discuss maybe what is making you watch TV when you have so much homework to do, maybe we will come across something that the child is having difficulty with.
Yes.
Sometimes the child might not even know what is the problem for him, why he is unable to do the work that he has to do, and why is he watching. Because he is a child, he may not even know. Maybe he is too tired to focus, but he doesn't realize I am too tired to focus. He simply doesn't feel like doing, so he's not doing. So if we sit and start thinking like this, there will be a reason behind every action. And if we are able to get to the bottom of it, the problem will be solved. And then we getting angry will not happen again in that particular situation. So next time when the child is not doing homework, we know that either it is too difficult for him, he needs help, so he's not interested in doing that, or he's too tired, he's not able to focus, or there will be some reason. For every person, there will be some reason. But many times they themselves will not be aware of what that reason is. So they won't be able to tell us. So they won't tell us. So we think again that is arrogancy. See, I am asking you, you're not even telling me why you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. And again, we'll get angry. First, we'll get angry, they didn't do it. Second, we'll get angry because they're not telling us why they didn't do it. So instead of getting angry, if we sit and realize and try to understand what is the root problem, there will be a reason for everything. So once we get to the bottom of it in a calm manner, then the other person also will realize. Sometimes they might not know why they are not doing. So we have to make them understand why they are unable to do what they are supposed to do. Sometimes that other person may be ready to understand or not understand. Again, that all depends with every person. It is different with every case. It is different. So we have to handle on a person to person and a case on case thing. Sometimes when that other person is not ready to accept or discuss about it, we have to give them that time. But with repetitive such trials, they also will try to understand that we are also trying to help them. And at some point, they will also cooperate with us in trying to understand, because they also need to understand what they are doing is not going anywhere. It's not progressing. It is not helping them to move forward. So all such things, for all these things, we need to have an open mind, acceptance, and patience. These are the three things we need to have. And when will we have this? Only when we remember the fact that we are trying to find a solution to the problem rather than simply getting angry and coming to some conclusion, because that is not going to help. Today I will scream at that boy, oh, you did not do your homework, you're watching TV, what is this? I shout, I get tired, I leave. Tomorrow also the same thing. Day after tomorrow also the same thing. So when is that going to come to an end? Only when I stop. Why am I getting angry? Because he did not do. And why is he not doing? If I talk to him in a scolding manner, he will not open up. I have to calm myself down, ask. So all this, it will take time. All this, it will take time. Only if we address every small thing in such manner, we will make progress very slowly but steadily, and then we will not fall back. If everything is addressed completely, then we will not fall back. But if we try to rush into things without taking the time, okay, today I decided I should not get angry, so I will only suppress my anger. I am not working towards the root cause of my anger. I am simply suppressing. I should not get angry. I should not shout. So I will not shout. I will try to tell him, but I'm not getting to the root of it. Only superficially, I'm trying to solve the issue. So then what happens? It will only work a few days. Again, there will come a day when I'm really disturbed and I will again get angry because I have not worked it until to the bottom of it. So with everything, the solution is we have to first accept that negative emotion, and then only then we will be able to look into why we got this negative emotion. Without accepting, we can never look into the reason behind that negative emotion. You try it with your family members, with any of your family members, but in a very loving way. If the tone of our voice is either sarcastic or trying to question them or anything, they will not open up. Because all of us in our families, all of us are people, normal people. So we will have this situation, everybody will come across in their homes. There will always be something with some family member where we want to talk it out, but they are not opening up with us. And we know that there is a negative emotion either in them or in us. So the only way is to get to the bottom of it. Initially, the several few times they will not agree. They will say, no, I don't have any negative feelings about anything. No, I am not angry. No, I am okay with it. They will say that. Beyond that also, you have to say, it is okay. I understand why you will be getting upset every time I say this or whatever. So if you start working it out like that, sooner or later, that problem will be solved. So similarly, every aspect in our mind, we have to address the negative emotions. First, we should be able to recognize when am I getting these negative emotions. We have to write down a list of all the negative emotions. Do I get angry? Do I get jealous? Do I get what other negative feelings are there? Sad. Do I get something? All these. Some we may not have, some issues we may not have, but some, at least one issue we will have. One of the negative emotions we might have. That we have to address. Sometimes we get sad. Why am I getting sad? Maybe because you're not able to do what you want to do. Some very high goals you might have kept, and such high goals will be difficult to reach. And because you are unable to reach, you are becoming sad. But if we set down that bar a little bit, so say, for example, you wanted to study, one full adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, but with your daily routine, that is not possible. You are not able to do the complete adhyaya. You are able to study only 5 shlokas. So then you will get disappointed. Arey, I wanted to study so many, but I'm not able to study. So you will get a little sad and disappointed, and that will show in the rest of your day. But if you set a goal which is more practical, I want to read only 3 Bhagavad Gita shlokas. You will very easily be able to do, and then you will feel good about it because you have accomplished what you wanted to. So then you will be more open to take up more work. So such things also we need to accept. Such things we need to accept. Otherwise, it will not help. So in every aspect of life, you can apply this. First, acceptance should be there. We should know our limit. Only when we accept it, we will be able to work towards it. If we want to improve it, we can improve it. If we want to, downsize it, we will be able to downsize it. It is okay. It is okay to sometimes step down. Not always we should think that we should move forward, forward, forward. Sometimes we need to take a break, sit back, relax. Only then we will be able to move forward. If we keep pushing ourselves too much, that day will come where we will suddenly fall and maybe take very long time to get back again. Like this. So that acceptance of our limitations or our negative feelings or our shortcomings, all these we should able to accept first, recognize and then accept. Recognize and then accept. Another common thing, because here in Bhagavad Gita, the most point that is emphasized is doing Satkarmacharana without phalapeksha. That is the most important thing, right? And that is the most common thing that a human does. Expectation. For everything that they do, they expect something in return. Unknowingly also they expect. This also I have noticed many times among people. So what they do, they help people. They say that they do it without any expectation. But when they are in need and when the other person is unable to help them, immediately the first word that comes out of their mouth is, see, I've done so much to them and they did not even help me when I am in need. That itself is a way to recognize that unknowingly we have that expectation. Unknowingly our mind works like that. We have some kind of expectation because we have done something unknowingly. It may not be on purpose. You're not waiting for them to do something, but in your subconscious mind that expectation is there. That also we have to recognize and get rid of it, because in the path that is being explained here in Bhagavad Gita, the foremost and the most important thing is, the phalapeksha should not be there. In whatever you do, the phalapeksha should not be there. So we have to learn to practice that. To be able to practice that, we have to recognize the fact that we do have phalapeksha. Everybody has at some level, at least with somebody, maybe not with everybody. Some people might have towards their children, some they have to do something for me because I raised them, this and that. Some people might have towards their parents, they are my parents, they have to do endlessly, they have to serve me endlessly, you know. So at different levels, in different relations, that expectations will be there, especially with immediate family. With outsiders, many people don't have expectation unless they do something to them. But with immediate family, we do have expectations, and that is the reason why many people have some stained relationships with the immediate family. Why? Because of the expectation. With others, we don't have that expectations, so the relationship is smooth because we are not expecting anything from them. But with our immediate family, we have some expectations. They can differ from person to person and family to family, but we do have. So that is the reason why we get disappointed or angry or sad or whatever. But if we get rid of that expectation completely, then automatically we will be free of our negative emotions and the relation will become much smoother. Say, for example, somebody did not help us in time of need. Why should they even help us? Why should they help us? We are the ones. If somebody offers help when we are in trouble, it is like God sent. Okay, we have done something good in our previous lives, that timely help has arrived. That also we have to look upon ourselves only. If nobody is helping me, maybe I didn't, do enough satkarma charana. Maybe that is why that is not coming back to me. So it is my fault only. I have not done anything good. So nothing good is happening to me. If we look at it like that, then there is nothing to worry about. Now, we don't have any negativity towards anybody, right? If something good happens, if all people come to us and help us in time of our need, it is there. You know how nice they are. They have, they have, maybe I owed them some time, or maybe I am owing them to them right now. If we look at everything in that positivity, relationships will become smooth. And more than that, our negative emotions also will not be there. And without negative emotions, we can do much more. We can work so much on our spiritual path, because these negative emotions take up a lot of energy and time while we are working on it. So we are unable to move forward. So first thing we have to work on is getting rid of our expectations on anybody, whether it be your own son, your own daughter, your own mother, your own father, your own brother, your own sister, especially because that is where these expectations will be there. First, we have to get rid of them. Then automatically the negativity will be gone. The negative emotions will go. Then you will be free to practice, Satkarma Charana without phalapeksha, and we can move forward. We can move forward, and we can always gain strength from the Tattva Jnanam. What will become of me? That fear also should not be there. what will become of me? Because I have seen some people fear. Of course, even I think even we will, when we reach that stage, especially in the old age, I see people worry about what will become of them. Especially in this generation, it is becoming even more because children are staying far away. So they tend to get anxious. What if something happens to me? And if I become bedridden, who is going to take care of me? Children are far away in another country. That thing is also there, no? Very common, very understandable. But that is where we need to gain our strength. Because the more we worry about it, the more weaker the body and the mind can become. But we have to gain our strength there. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Just because I'm worrying now, is it going to solve the problem? It is not going to solve. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Something must have been there, already written. So with whatever little time and energy that I have, let me just do, this sadhana. And then maybe it will become easy for me to accept whatever comes. In that kind of mindset also, we need to develop. And within our possibilities, we have to arrange so that, you know, we have to take care of whatever is left. With our body also, we have to take care. Something has to happen to it, but everything in a very detached way, without that fear, whatever is possible in our way. So these are the factors that we need to work on, remember constantly, every single day. And for that to happen, we have to maintain a good health, right? To lessen our sickness in those last few years. Whatever is in our hands, we have to do. Whatever is within our means, we have to do. We have to try and exercise as much as we can, try and eat healthily as much as we can. That also I have again noticed with elderly people. Sometimes, they don't pay attention. It is like, okay, I'm almost at the end of my life. Let me simply enjoy. Let me eat whatever I can eat. That kind of attitude also will be there sometimes. But then what is going to become of that? The body will suffer more. There might be more sickness related to it because of such things. So all these things, and when we become sick, it is not only we who are suffering. People who are going to take care of us also will suffer. We will be troubling them also. That kind of thinking also should be there. The more we think about such things, because again, our goal should be not to have any expectation. How can we not expect when, we are not taking care of ourselves, and when we get sick, then it is on somebody else's trouble, right? We are troubling somebody else to help us. So again, that is also a kind of expectation. So such things constantly in our mind, we have to train our mind to think like that, so that as much as possible, we will be a lesser burden to people around us. Then it will become easy for everybody and to ourselves also. Otherwise, we again have that runanubandha, we again come back, we again have to, today, if somebody does something to us, we have to come back to repay them in whatever form it is. So that also we have to make sure our thing is clear. Whatever that runanubandha, not at all. We don't want that at all, because we don't know in what form we have to come back to clear that clear those dues. So that even more than anything, that should be our priority. Sometimes people try to take advantage of other people in getting things done and such things. So such things also we have to be aware. It is not only a matter of that one day thing. Today, if somebody is, we are taking we are taking advantage of somebody. Tomorrow again, we have to come back to clear that due. And at that point, we don't know how we are going to be, if we will have the strength to give it back. So better not have any dues. And such things, many such things, we have to train our mind. And as we are training, the better it will be. We will clear. Automatically, that expectation also will be gone, right? If we remember that, today, if we are going to benefit from somebody, tomorrow we have to give it back. And to give it back, I don't know what form I have to take. Maybe I have to be born as a dog in their home. Maybe I have to be born as something else in their home. as their child or something else. We don't know. We don't know if my jiva is ready for that. I don't know what kind of life I will get just to clear those dues. Do I really need that? So let me refrain from any kind of expectation from anybody. So that way I can at least be sure I can focus on my path, without worrying about clearing other dues. So that itself will help us lose that expectation from anybody. Some we have to, living in this grihastha ashrama, some we have to depend, but as much as needed, only as much as needed, not beyond that. That if we start practicing slowly, it will become easy for us to go forward. So because these are the things that are most number of times emphasized here, that expectation is the root cause of everything. That desire, expectation, again at a bigger level, you can call it desire. So desire is the root cause of everything, right? Of all the negative emotions. Also, desire is the reason. So, so expectation at a lower level, we call it expectation. At a bigger level, it is desire. Desire, it becomes when we are expecting things from even where we don't deserve anything. Whereas expectations are sometimes we think that that is something that they need to do. Because she's my sister, she has to do this to me. Because she is my, whoever, she has to do this to me. We think that they owe us. No, they don't owe us anything. That has to be clear in our mind. Okay. So, yeah. So who comes back and who doesn't come back? From there, we have deviated to this topic. So who comes back and who does not come back? And for that, I think Rani Bhagini was asking something. And from there, we kind of deviated. Whoever is ready for it, only they have to practice. Until they are ready, we should not push ourselves, whether it is spiritual path or any path. For whatever we are ready, that much only we have to do, and we have to prepare ourselves before moving on to the next level. So you were asking about Satkarmacharana, Upasana, and the third one you asked. The third one is he who does not even do Satkarmacharana.
Oh,
Okay, who does
Dhanyavada, Bhagini.
the
Actually, whatever you told, I faced Bhagini. My daughter, I joined at 2.5 year in LKG. So her teacher told me, don't push her, ma'am. She is very intelligent, but whenever I am asking questions, she is not able to tell. అంటే అందరు క్లాస్ లో చాలా ఇంటెలిజెంట్ కానీ చెప్పేటప్పుడు చెయ్యి పైకెత్తారు కదా మేడం భగిని అంటే ఎవరు చెప్తారు ఫస్ట్ అన్నప్పుడు ఇవిడ తీయట్లేదు నేను దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి అడిగితే గాని చెప్పట్లేదు సో మీరు మళ్ళీ ఎల్కేజీలోనే వేయండి మేడం 1 year వేస్ట్ అయిపోతుందని ముందుకు పంపించకండి అంటే మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసింది చాలా అదే సేమ్ ఫేస్ చేశాను మళ్ళీ
No, I have
ఎల్కేజీలోనే
seen this many times. I have seen happening. So that is why, because in our Indian education system, many parents think that way. About 1 year, they think, the child will be losing 1 year and all this thing is there. So before I had my own kids, I didn't understand it clearly, but the significance of losing 1 year, the importance why everybody is, having so much of thought about it, was there. When my son, when I was joining him also, I had that because we are pressurized sometimes by the society. So, but I didn't go with it. For some reason, I didn't go with it. And then later, I felt happy that I didn't go with it because at every point, he was very confident because he was, ahead. And because we did not push him that one extra year, he always was ahead. So that way I noticed that whatever I did was really good in the long run. And I have seen parallelly where, parents who pushed their kids later on at different levels. Some repeated in the elementary school itself. Some had to do it in middle school, and some even in high school level, they are taking a break before joining the college, and such things are there. But what is happening is, it is not about only that 1 year. It is throughout the schooling years, that child is spending the entire school life thinking that they are struggling. So they think that there is something wrong with them, because they are struggling so much to understand the concept, because they don't know how much of an effect that 1 year can put on them. So that is another thing. That is one aspect. The second aspect is, though they are intelligent in understanding the subject, that social skills may not be good, because everybody around them is 1 year older. So they have that fear, oh, that this person is older than me. So that fear of communication and that confidence levels also will be there, because though children of the same age, some children might be more comfortable with communication skills, whereas some children may not be comfortable even with children of their own age. And now when we put them in a class where everybody is a little older than them, that fear will develop more, and it can shadow their whole communication throughout their life also. So such things also can happen. So so many factors are there. Many times I think many times
Comparison will not be there. That's what.
no,
We should
no, no.
compare. When we compare to other children, they
Hmm.
feel bad and they will be they get depressed.
Yes. Yes.
We are not able to making my parents happy. They like that.
Yes.
So many
That
ideas will
also is
come. So
there.
we should not
That
compare.
comparison thing is also there. So what I think is, we as parents, I think every person who wants to be a parent should be trained first.
Yes,
They should be given some kind of minimum basic tips about how to raise a child. Like, even whatever we buy, there is a big manual, a big bound book will come. Whether you buy even a rice cooker, a big manual will come. How to use that rice cooker, how to clean that rice cooker, everything. But
yes,
when we are planning for a marriage or a child, there is nothing. There is no guidance at all. So I feel that a little focus, guidance, not only in that, even with like what to feed, what are the different kinds a person can have, like vata, pitta, and kapha. These are the three body types that a person can have. And for a child who has a kapha, the feeding of more kapha, promoting foods should be refrained. Such things also are not taught to us. And if we don't have any prior experience with such kind of knowledge, we do all the wrong things. And then later on, by the time we realize, half of our lives are over. So we wish we had known this information ahead of time, and then it would have definitely made a difference. Such things, at least, like how to take care of our body. Because another thing that I am experiencing right now as a woman of my age is this bone loss, right? All women face this. If we had known about this when we were in the growing years, definitely the way we had conducted ourselves would have been a little different, because
Yes.
now there is nothing much we can do. Now what they are telling, the he who has worked more during her growing years, worked in the sense like physically, like playing more, jumping more, carrying more weights, they will develop a much better bone density, which will help us during our years of menopause, right? But we don't know that then. We don't know that then. Back the generation, our parents' generation automatically did all those, because the lifestyle was like that back in those days. They had to
Yes.
walk a lot, they had to carry a lot of weights, including water and everything. But now the lifestyle has changed completely. You don't have to carry even a bucket of water. So that
Yes.
carrying weights is totally gone. But only by carrying weights, your bone density will increase.
Oh,
Now the weight bearing exercises they are asking you to do now, but it will not have as much effect as when you have done in those years, right?
yes.
So such things, I think even now I see that none of the teenage girls are taught all that. And
Yes.
they don't do it. By the time they need it, they are past that age and nothing much can really help them at this point. So these are so many things are there, even the basic things of how to take care of your own body in a healthy way. Many things are there in our system, but which are not taught to us in the right time. Back in those days, it was part of a lifestyle, but now since there is a very drastic change in the lifestyle, these things have to be taught to the children much early on and actually practice. But then everything has become very commercial. Everything is commercial, so nobody wants to tell you, because if they tell you what you need to do, then you won't need medicine, you won't need all these things, and so they will be out of business, so nobody is telling you. That is the saddest part. So anyways, there are so many things as a person, so that is why they say that Bhagavad Gita should be taught to children. Many people don't agree with that. They think it is for people who are in their last phase of life, who retired, who, like that. Whenever we say, have you, oh no, I'm saving it for after I'm 60. I will start studying Gita after I'm 60. So what can we do after 60 if we start? There isn't that much time or energy within us
Practice
to
it. Yes.
practice what is being told, right? So we have to try and share that information as much as possible. I know it is difficult, but at least we should try with people who are at least open to such thinking, that we have to start not, little things that are told, we have to start telling them. We should not tell them directly, you read Bhagavad Gita, then they will run away. So we should tell whatever points we are grasping, such things we should tell them in a different way, in a casual way, to the youngsters. Then they will be open to it. And slowly, when they find confidence in that, okay, if you do this, it will help you, because every person will have some kind of problem, emotional problem with their friends, or, wherever they are, colleagues or whatever. So how they behave or how they can handle that situation, whatever is taught to us through Bhagavad Gita, letting go of things, not expecting anything in return, all such things, if we try to tell them in a casual way and ask them to apply it in their relationships with their friends or family or colleagues, then slowly they will and they will find it helpful, obviously, and then they will start trusting you. And that is when we can add more. And once they really find it helpful, we can tell, more things are there if you look into Bhagavad Gita, because we will not be there forever for them. So we have to introduce it to them. Whenever you have a problem, you look up Bhagavad Gita. There is always a solution, but you should take it. You should be able to understand and apply it in today's world. Many times, what people think is they don't again make the connection between what is being told in Bhagavad Gita and in our daily life. That also, again, we have to teach them how to make that connection, like how we discuss in our class, how to apply it. Whatever is being taught at that Tattvajnana level, we can apply it even in small things that we do on a daily basis. So that application also we should learn how to do. Otherwise, if they don't feel the connection, they don't find any reason why we should study Bhagavad Gita and understand it. I cannot apply it to my daily life. So how to apply it in our daily life? That also we have to think first ourselves and then pass it on and try, initially without mentioning the name Bhagavad Gita, if we try it on our kids, grandkids and all, it will work. It will definitely work. And looking at everything, looking everybody equally. Even though our kids or people around us do not acknowledge, they will observe everything that you do. They will observe everything that you do, even your grandkids. You might think that your like such young children are incapable of observing things, but they do observe, and they don't say anything about it, so we don't know. So whatever we do, it matters. It will be there in their mind. It will come out when the situation arises, good or bad, equally, both of them, good or bad. It will come out. So that is one thing I have observed. So they will be observing. So the best thing that we can do is first we have to practice what we are learning. That itself will be like explaining it to them. Though we don't explicitly say, whatever we are practicing, they will observe. And, they are also, these days, everybody is very intelligent. They can understand, they can distinguish from good from bad. They will learn by observing, like how we learn from observing others. Similarly, they also will learn from observing others. So the first thing is we have to practice, because without we practicing, even if we try to tell somebody something, they won't follow it. That also they will observe. This person is only telling but not practicing it herself. So why should we practice it? That also will be there. So first we have to practice and then help people around us with the small things. And then when they find confidence, then we can slowly tell, there is so much more to learn and improve ourselves, to promote ourselves. Forget about moksha. If you tell about moksha, again they will lose interest. You have to tell, if you want to be happy throughout without any stress and all that, only focus on moving forward in a good way, with the goodness among, with people around you. Then you practice these things. Only that is needed. We don't have to use all the big words, because many times that will push away people. They think it is not for them. That is the problem. They think Bhagavad Gita is not for them. The minute we use those words, they think, oh, that is not for us. That is for rishis and munis somewhere. But we know that it is for everybody. We know that we are the ones who need it the most. So the only way to pull people into this is, especially with the people who are not inclined in practicing. They think that these are I am only a mere human. I cannot do all what is being told in Bhagavad Gita. I cannot put my mind under control. But this is told for people only, not for rishis, because they already have their minds under control. It is not told only for them. It is told for everybody. Everybody who practices can become into munis and rishis and sages and everything. So that clarity also should be there. It is not easy, but definitely it is not undoable also. Within our own world, whatever, even one person, if we are able to change, that itself is a very big accomplishment. First, we have to change. That is the first accomplishment. And then looking at us, if at least one more person is able to learn at least one small thing, that also is a huge accomplishment we have to consider. Okay. So we shall stop here. Alivelu Bhagini?
Bhagini, 1 minute. Bhagini, Aghayuhu Purujit Padayoho Pratipadikam Kim?
Aghayuhu. Which shloka?
In 13th chapter, there is a shloka. Aghayuhu and Purujit Pratipadikam Kim?
1 second. Which shloka number?
There is one question paper I got. So in that paper, it has written Aghayuhu. Just 1 minute.
Aghayu is there anyhow. Aghayuhu. Aghayuhu. If you have the shloka number, it will be easy. Otherwise, also let me see. And what is the second word you said?
Purujit. Purujit.
Purujit itself is the Pratik.
The proper nouns are always Ra appears. Ashwathama. Ashwathamaha is the Pratipadika, isn't it?
Ashwathama. Ashwathaman, I think, right? Whenever there is Visarga, and if it is an Akaranta Shabda, then without the Visarga will be the Pratipadika.
Oh. Okay.
Normally, the Visarga is not there and Akaranta is there, or then again it depends whether it is Nakaranta or Sakaranta, or such differences can be there. Normally, if Visarga is there and if the vowel before the Visarga is Akaranta, then that will be the Pratipadika.
Okay. Okay.
Aghayu is more like having a bad thought.
Yeah.
And you are asking about the Pratipadika, Aghayuhu, you said.
Yes, ma'am.
Then it should be an Ukaranta Shabda only.
Yes.
It
Ukaranta.
should be Ukaranta. Aghayuhu. Okay?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alivelu Bhagini.
आं भगिनि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः धन्यवाद भगिनी नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः नमस्कारः शुभरात्रि
Namaskaraha.
धन्यवादः भगिनि
धन्यवादः भगिनि शुभरात्रि